Okay, so engine start, throttle mixture prime, brakes prop, clear, master beacon is on, so that's our top light. Mag start, oil pressure is good, mixture is good. Seatbelts are on, flaps are up. Heat, vent avionics, cabin heat is out. That's out. That's out. You get cold. You'll be able to close and adjust those. Your cabin air is up here. So when we get moving, if for some reason you do feel a little sick, Chey, and you need air, let me know, and we'll try to direct some back at you, but air will help too.
Okay.
All right, so avionics is on ATIS. That means we're going to get the weather. So I have a little scratch pad here. So the GPS is expires 23 March. So that's good. This is half left. That's correct. Everything is distance tracks 150. That's all correct. We don't need to do the fuel checklist. So the GPS is on. I'm going to go over to the Ormond Airport. That's where we are. And the ATIS frequency is 118.475. That's on COM 2. So I'm going to switch over to COM 2.
1350 Zulu observation. Wind 330 at 10. Visibility 7.
Hear me, Chey?
Sky clear. Temperature 17. 2.12. Altimeter 29904.
Must not have a deep enough voice.
Expect visual approach. 0.5 G no cams in effect. Contact flight service for further information. Remarks, use caution for increased bird and wildlife activity on.
Okay, so 330 at 10 are with 7 miles visibility. We're going to use runway 35. Skies clear 2994 is altimeter setting. 2994 on both altimeters, they're both set. We're at about 30 feet of elevation, so these are set correctly. So now we go to our ground clearance, 121.625. And, all right, we're ready. Altimeters are set, transponder. This is how they see us on the radar screens. So right now 1200 means we're just flying with nobody paying attention to us. So that's what that has to say to begin with. ADS-B is on. Radio test we already did. Taxi light we don't need. Brake test I'll do in a second. Attitude, turn quarter, and heading indicator we'll take care of. I'm going to flip this over to 330 so I can remember where the winds are coming from.
So the main thing, instructions, if something happens to Bob, right?
Yeah, push that red button.
Push that red button. So yeah, I'll take care of all that. I'll give you a good safety brief. All right, so now we're ready for our run-up, but before we do the run-up, we're going to, we have to taxi to go do that. So if we look at our taxi diagram, we're going to be going to runway 35, and so we're going to taxi, we're back here, so we're going to taxi Bravo.
What's Bravo?
B. B is in Bravo.
Okay.
So
I didn't know if it was a direction.
no, so like Bravo, that's the Bravo taxiway. So Bravo, Delta, Foxtrot is what they're going to tell us. So I always, Bravo, Delta, Foxtrot, just so I'm ready for it. Ormond ground, good morning, Skyhawk 737 Kilo Echo at the Sunrise T hangars. I do have the weather, and we're going to make a northeast departure.
November 7 Kilo Echo, Ormond ground, roger, good morning. Runway 35, taxi via Delta and Foxtrot.
Going to 35 via Delta, Foxtrot, 737 Kilo Echo. All right, everybody's good? You guys good back there?
Yes.
All right, here we go. So I'm going to add a touch of power, let it roll, check the brakes. Brakes are good on both sides. The brake pedals on this are independent of one another. There's a brake on the left and the right. So, so when you're flying, your feet are off the tops of the pedals and you only fly at the bottom. And then when you're on the ground, my feet are at the tops of the pedals because I can step on the brakes and drag a brake to steer. So I can just push the rudder and it will steer it because there's a linkage. But if I have to get around a corner or I got to turn on a dime, you just step on that brake and it'll pivot around that brake. All right, we're going to spin around so that the nose is facing the wind. It's better for the engine to stay cool. That airplane did a touch and go, so we don't have to worry about them. All right. So now we're doing our run up. This is how we make sure everything's mechanically sound. So brakes are good, fuel is on both, over to the tower. Takeoff trim. Takeoff trim is set. Fuel is on both. Flight controls. So we're gonna come all the way back. Rotate all the way in. Everything's working. There's no binding. Everything's, he's really fast. Like that landing is super quick. Yeah, he's going around. He's...
Ormond Beach, 143, report mid downwind for runway.
Okay, sorry, I got distracted by this fast-ass airplane.
143, Roger,
all right.
runway 35.
Flight controls, instruments, check, check. This is going to be 330 for our wind direction. 0, 0, check. Engine's good, oil pressure, oil temperature, all that's good. So mixture goes best power, full rich. We run up the engine to 1700 RPMs. Every cylinder's got 2 plugs, and they have independent wires and stuff going to them. So we check both sides to make sure they're good. So I flip over to the right, and that should go down about 100, so 90. We're still making power on all 4 cylinders. Oil pressure, oil temperature's good. Airplane's still running fine. We go back to both. It should recover back to around 1700. Everything.
So you can fly on one set of cylinders?
Or 1 set of plugs per cylinder, yep. So then we check the left side for the same thing. We got a drop, okay? We're still making good power. The drop between the 2 has to be within 50. So they're within 10 of one another, so that's good. So then we go back to both. It's back running, everything's good. Cylinder temperatures are all good. Now we have carb heat. So we pull on the carb heater, we make sure it increases, it does. And now we check idle to make sure when I pull this all the way out that the motor stays running. The motor stays running. 800 is, around 800 is where you want it. We go back to 1000.
437, cleared land 35.
Engine's happy. There's no vacuum system, amps and volts, this is charging. Our volts are good. Oil pressure, oil temperature, idle check, throttle friction is good. We already did our briefing. Flaps are at 0. Lights are on. Transponder squawking 1200. Our doors are locked. Seatbelts and everything are on. Strobes are on, and we're taking off at 10 o'clock. Any questions from anybody in here?
No.
Okay, you feeling good?
Yes.
All right. Ormond Tower, good morning. Skyhawk 737 Kilo Echo holding short, runway 35 at Foxtrot, ready for departure, request short delay.
November 7 Kilo Echo, Ormond Tower, hold short, runway 35.
Holding short, runway 35, 737 Kilo Echo.
November 7 Kilo Echo, short delay approved, runway 35, clear for takeoff.
Short delay approved, runway 35, clear for takeoff, 737 Kilo Echo. All right, 121.5 is going to, or I'm sorry, 125.8.
437, runway
Going to be our next frequency.
So 437, taxi to 35 via Golf.
I got my foot on the brake now to pivot us around. Wind, let's get on the center line. Okay, the winds are variable, but out of the left. Mixture, everything's good. Good static RPM. Engine's happy. Airspeed is alive. We've got 70%. Continue. And we're going to rotate at just over 60 today. A little bit of a crosswind. Engine's happy. Push the nose over a little bit, build a little bit of airspeed. Good climb rate, and she's happy today. Trim down just a little bit. Next thing I'm listening for is on course approved frequency.
This is 143, request ready for departure, request short delay.
Jay's 143, short delay approved, make left traffic, runway 35, clear for takeoff.
35, clear for takeoff and do left traffic. Jetties 143, thank you.
Ormond Tower, 7 Kilo Echo, can I make my right turn now?
Yes, approved and frequency change approved.
Right turn out's approved, frequency change approved, see you on the way back, 737 Kilo Echo.
Roger that, thank you.
He forgot about me. Alright, so we're 1,000 feet. We're going to stop our climb because we're under the Daytona shelf. So I'm going to pull the throttle back a little bit. I'm going to trim it up and flip over to VFR flight following.
Daytona approach at 154 with request.
Stand by outside of Charlie.
Daytona approach, Skyhawk 737 Kilo Echo, VFR request.
403.
And with the VFR request, say again.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Skyhawk 737 Kilo Echo, Cessna 172, 5 miles east of Flagler, 3,000 climbing 3,500. Love VFR flight following just to fly around in your airspace, return to Ormond, 737 Kilo Echo.
What's your type aircraft?
Cessna 172, 7 Kilo Echo.
Number 7 Kilo Echo, squawk 0164, altimeter is 29905.
0164, 29905, 737 Kilo Echo. So now he's going to come back, radar contact, and he's going to give us warnings based on other traffic. Our GPS just picked up again, but
7 Kilo Echo, your radar contact 3 east of Flagler at 3,300. Maintain 3,500, and just let me know where you're planning on going.
Yeah, if I'm on maintain 3,500, I'm going to go approximately 4 miles north of my position, and then I'm going to go over to the MOAs and then back around to the west, 737 Kilo Echo.
Roger.
So, see that, I'm going to get you guys over here so you can see the bridge. See the bridge that's over the river?
Yeah.
Okay. Just on the other side of that bridge, there's a main canal near a marina. There's a marina on the other side of that. And then there's this big main canal that runs all the way down. My house is at the end of that main canal.
Copy.
Luke, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
You like it?
Yep.
So one of these days we'll get you up here, sitting in the front seat, and let you fly.
All right.
In a minute, I'm going to give the controls to your dad once we're out of this congested airspace.
Jetties 121, contact approach on 123.9.
That's the Hammock Resort with those big tall buildings on the beach on the right.
Yeah.
Little 846, turn right, heading 110.
Little 846, 110.
Jetties 132, traffic 12 o'clock, 2 miles northbound, 1,800.
All right. So looks like we don't. Looks like we don't have any traffic. So I'm going to turn off the autopilot. So you only need to fly with 3 fingers because the airplane's trimmed up and it flies super easy. When you make a turn, you kind of turn and set the turn. And what you're looking for is the distance between this cowling and the horizon. If you start to see the cowling fall away, you're going to start descending. And if you start to see less of the horizon, you're starting to climb. So you want to maintain that distance, but you just want to roll the airplane over. In a turn, you start to lose lift, so the airplane will start to fall. So when you turn a little bit, and you pull back a little bit, and that will maintain your altitude.
So I'm
going to kill it.
050 vector for the beach 25.
Autopilot's away. So just 2 fingers and 3 fingers. You don't even need that hand. Just that hand. Make a turn to the left. And you're going to set it, yeah, and now ring it back so the turn stops.
Jetties 132, turn another 20.
And now you're in the turn.
Contact approach 123.9.
Gotta retrim real quick.
Again, base 132.
There's a little bit of pressure on there that you're fighting.
So,
if the easiest way to do it, see those smokestacks?
Yep.
Turn and head straight for those smokestacks. And when you get into when you go to see you're starting to climb a little bit, just push. And then, just push down a little bit. Because we're at 3,600, we got to be at 35.
That's a little tricky, huh?
Yeah, but that's all right. We'll go back down to 35.
Little 846, turn 10 degrees right.
So this is telling you how fast you're going down. So we'll just pull back up, just pull up easy.
Descend and maintain 2,500, 42 with Sierra Romeo.
And then all your goal is to maintain the distance between you and the horizon now that you're even. So if it starts to creep up a little bit, like it's creeping up now, you just push just a little. And if it's a bitch to push, that's when we trim it up a little bit.
Okay.
Little 437, join the beach 25.
This is the town of Palatka over here.
That's a nuclear plant?
No, that's a coal burning plant.
Okay. Electricity, maybe?
Yep. Okay, so let's turn this way. So you see where the town is over there on the water?
Yep.
Turn and head towards them.
Water's really blue. Oh.
Start to climb a little bit, just push the nose over. See, it's really not hard once the airplane's trimmed, like cruising and hanging out, learning how to climb and descend.
Approach Grill 822.
We got 2 airplanes in front of us. They're 10 miles away, but they're going to
3,000 descend to 2,000
passing.
Okay.
Come back to Daytona, full stop.
Little 822, Daytona Squawk 0123.
Daytona approach 737 Kilo Echo. Are the Mo is cold?
Yes, sir, they are.
Yeah, I appreciate it, thanks. Okay, so there's a military operating area out here. Actually, it bumps up to Ocala, and there's fast-moving fighter airplanes that are in there doing dogfighting. Well, this area is a restricted area for that.
Yep.
So but they're not active today, so we can fly over there.
Have you been up here and seen them fly?
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be wild.
Hang on.
Call me back when you're ready to come into Ormond. Jacksonville is not taking any flight following today.
Okay, we'll squawk VFR and I'll give you a shout, thanks. 7 Kilo Echo. Alright, so we're on our own now, so we're just going to keep our eyes outside and pay attention. I knew he was going to give us up because I'm at the boundary.
Traffic, 10 to 5.
Cities 155.
Elevation request, please.
What's that?
I want to know how high we are.
Oh, okay, sorry. We are 3,500 feet. So if you find that you're constantly having to push, then what you do is you push until you get the airplane where you want it, and then you just roll a little trim, and it takes that pressure off. So you feel the nose is now coming down.
Yep.
So we kind of hit a tipping point with the trim. So now I'll pull back just a little and readjust, and you just kind of teeter-totter it until you get the trim where you want it. That's the Palatka Airport over to the right. So
Okay, yeah, with the field and triangle there.
Yep, that's the Palatka Airport. I fly over there for gas. I have cheap gas. So let's head over that way. Because there's skydivers over there jumping.
Huh.
Stacy's fear is they're going to hit the top of the airplane.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need a hole in this.
God forbid they hit the prop. You wouldn't be able to see. There'd be blood everywhere. Paperwork.
Yeah, lots of paperwork.
You're doing a good job, really. You're doing a good job. You're maintaining your altitude. You're making little adjustments.
Ryan.
It's a little weird.
You got to get the feeling for it, you know.
Jetties 155, turn left heading 050. 47193 Jacksonville is not.
All right, there's an airplane same altitude as us that's crossing our path in front of us. He's going from right to left, so turn to the right a little bit, and we're just going to slip behind him. That's good right there. So what do you like better, the interior part of the state with all the lakes, or do you prefer the coast?
It's nice to see both, really.
9127 Juliet, Daytona approach, safe position now, see request.
Just departed.
How far is Ocala from here?
Miles out, heading north. 9 November, like your Earth cross flight following.
35 miles.
Are you going to Jacksonville's airspace?
So it's only.
Yes, I will.
I mean,
They're not taking any flight
this
following.
GPS is so cool. If I pop on here, it'll tell us that it's 24 minutes.
In this?
Yeah.
Oh.
From where we are right now.
Yep.
If we'd have gone direct from Ormond, it would have been quick. Because from Ormond, it would have been straight across.
Right.
Nobody Whiskey Romeo, reduce 10 knots, contact approach 123.
Right, so let's,
Head 123.9 for 428 Whiskey Romeo.
let's, like this lake that's here on our left.
The large one?
Yeah, let's just hug the left-hand coast of that.
123.9.
I don't have life jackets for everybody. If we're over ocean or not within gliding distance of shore, you gotta have life jackets. And this is about a 15-degree turn, which is a standard rate turn based on our speed. That's the perfect turn. If you were to keep doing it, you would do a full 360 in 2 minutes, is how it gets timed out. So if a standard rate turn is a 2-minute 360-degree turn. Because sometimes you can do timed turns. If air traffic's like you lost your GPS and you need to use your compass, you could go, okay, standard rate, hold it for 3 seconds, and in that 3 seconds you know you've gone X number of degrees.
Thanks, Jetties 154, descend and maintain 2,000 for traffic.
Descend and maintain 2,000, Jetties 154.
Jetties 134.
Do you know what lake that is?
Lake George.
Oh, that's Lake George, Chey.
This big lake that's up here in front of us. All right, so let's make a nice like slow little turn back towards north. Yeah.
3 miles northeast of Newport Beach Airport. Maintain VFR in the alley is requested.
VFR in the alley is requested. Van 6 Papa. Thank you, sir.
Airplanes have an overbanking tendency. If you were to let go, it would keep going in this turn and keep rolling over. So what you do is when that happens, you just roll back and set your turn. So right now you're 15 degrees or so, losing a touch of altitude. So if you pull back just a hair, you'll see, yeah, you're coming back up level again. You don't want to overcompensate. Push just a touch. And then set it right there, and then so now keep your turn set. Do this nice little loop-de-loo. I want to get back on the north side of Daytona, so we can flip back over to the north controller that we were talking to earlier. And then we'll get VFR flight following back into Ormond. You could keep your turn coming so that we're heading north. These instruments cheat for you, so that little purple line right there, that purple triangle,
yep,
that's the track that you're tracking over the ground based on your wind, so that you can compensate for it. So right now, even though you're facing 354, you're actually flying north because we're cutting through the air this way. Are you sleeping back there?
Just hungry.
Are you? Well, I'm hungry too. So we can head back to the airport and then go get Stace and grab some lunch. She's working until now, so she'll be ready to eat. We'll go over to the beach and grab something.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Let me figure out how I want to get back into Daytona.
Jetties 193, your radar contact, turn left heading of 270 for traffic.
Left 270 for traffic, Jetties 193.
Jetties 154, climb maintain 3000.
You just keep flying, I'm going to get the weather. And
Jetties 194, join the shoreline south. You got traffic off your left front now, northwest bound 2500 climb and Cessna.
Clear over Daytona Beach Class Charlie airspace until two-way communications have been established with Daytona Beach approach control. Advise your controller on initial contact you have information now.
Daytona approach, Cox 737 Kilo Echo, VFR request.
Roger, that's up, Mike.
737 Kilo Echo Daytona approach. Maintain VFR of the Charlie, stay position altitude and request.
Good morning, sir. 737 Kilo Echo, Cessna 172, 15 miles southwest of Ormond, 3,500. Request VFR flight following into Ormond, 737 Kilo Echo.
737 Kilo Echo, maintain VFR squawk 0111, advise you go northbound.
0111, and I am northbound 737 Kilo Echo.
Jetty 491, your radar contact. Turn right, heading 110, join the beach 25.
Turn right, 110, beach 25, arrival, Jetty 191.
Number 737 Kilo Echo, radar contact, traffic 2 o'clock, 3 miles southbound, 3,500 Cessna. Descend and maintain 2,500 inbound for runway, inbound for Ormond. They're using 35.
Down 2,500, looking at that traffic, 737 Kilo Echo.